Hello YouTube. I am making this video today of a little science project that I made of a all colors RGB laser. So the main thing I want to show you guys here is how I modulated it in order to get all colors, because the laser itself, it is only really, well, it's an analog modulated RGB laser module that you can get on eBay. They make them in various strengths: 300 milliwatts, 1 watt, 2 watts. The one I got is a 1 watt, although it says 2000 W on the side, so I'm not sure if they may have sent me a 2 watt on accident. But in any case, I'm going to show you what this is and how it works. Basically here I've got 3 little voltage controllers that allow me to control how many volts are sent to the modulation signal on the circuit board on the laser. So depending on how high the volts are determines how bright each color on the red, green, blue laser will fire. So here I think is my blue, this is my green, and this is my red. And you can go up to 5 volts. You can actually go up to 12 volts with these little devices. And I don't know what would happen if I go above 5. It may damage the laser diodes, so I never do that. But basically here you can see the output. Right now it's like a golden or a yellowish orangish color, which is kind of neat. So I'm on 2.46 volts on the green and 4.99 volts on the red. The blue is at 1.74. So basically any voltage below 2 volts and you don't get any output. So the blue is basically off, even though 1.74 volts are being applied to it. I'm going to open the box here in a moment and show you how I have this all set up. But basically what's coming out the back here is like a 6 outlet power outlet that I just have plugged into an extension cord. And yeah, so I'll show you. You can actually control the voltages down to the 100th. So I can hit this button to increase the voltage, and this button here decreases the voltage. And if you press and hold, it'll move quickly. So I've increased the green now, and you can see the dot is more of a lime green, even towards green, but a little bit yellowish. The camera probably doesn't accurately capture it. I've got the red on full power, but if we add blue to the mix, now we end up with a whitish cyan color, and it's actually burning my siding on my house there, so that's not good. I'll put it on this cement step. So that's kind of like a cyanish white color. If I eliminate the red, so I'll turn the red down to no voltage, or less than 2 volts. Now you can see it really is a more pure cyan. If you increase them all to 5 volts, the blue seems to be overpowered on this, but basically what's going in here, this is the input for the voltage, and then this is the output. So what I have going into each input here, I bought 3 12 volt adapters, and they are what are plugged into that input. And I bought a special cable to plug the 12 volt barrel jack into that allows me to just have 2 little wires to attach in there. You just use a screwdriver. You have to strip the wires, stick them in there, and screw those down. And similarly here, the laser itself came with little connectors, connector wires that connect into, you can kind of see them in there, those white things there. Those are the ones that actually go inside the laser. But on the other side of the laser, back here where you can't see, is the same type of connector, and that's what's connected to these here. So that these are the output voltage. So 12 volts is going in here, and on here you can control how much voltage comes out here, and it goes into those white connectors. And thankfully the laser included some of those connectors with wires attached, which are these yellow and black wires, which I then basically I cut the other end. They had a duplicate one of those little white connectors on the other end, which I just cut off, stripped the wire, and then attached it into that voltage thing there. And so basically there's 4 plugs. There's also a plug that connects with a similar type of a white connector like that, which was included with the laser, which is another 12 volt power adapter, which also has to be plugged in to power the laser. If that's not plugged in, you don't get any laser output. So there's one of those that's plugged in that's just for general power to the laser, and if you just plug that in without any voltage going to the modulation signals, you don't get any output with the analog version of the RGB laser, which is what I have. They also make a TTL version, which will power on when you plug in only the main power supply, but then you don't get full control over the color, and you would not be able to use these devices. To my knowledge, I think you would damage the diodes or break it if you tried to do that. I could be wrong, that's just my understanding. So basically, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll show you just real quickly when I increase the red how this color changes. I'm increasing the red voltage so you can just see what happens. Alright, and now we're up to full 5 volts. And now I'll turn down the blue again. And now I'll turn down some green so you can see some more. And there we are, just basically pure red. If you increase the green a little bit, you can get some really neat orange and golden yellow colors. So yeah, that's basically the project. I guess I won't tear it down, but basically I described the parts, and I'll put links in the description for every part that I used inside the box. Kind of described how I attached all the wires in there. So if you guys have any questions, post a comment, I'll respond. Have a good day.